Welcome back. Welcome back. Let me make sure we got set up. Hey, listen, what if I told you you can build $1 million business and do it in 12 months? That's what we're talking about. We've been talking about it all this week. So let's make sure we got Instagram family live on here. Absolutely. We got Instagram family in the background. So, yeah, what if I told you you can build $1 million business and you can do it in 12 months? Would you believe me? Would you even attempt to do it? Are you afraid to do it? Well, listen, this is what we're going to be doing every single day, Monday through Friday, is really going behind the scenes to show you exactly how we architect and build $1 million business, and we do it from the ground up. Uh, Listen, we're going to be streaming across LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, as well as TikTok. Always appreciate you guys for joining in. It's been an amazing week. I appreciate the love. A lot of people have been sliding into the DMs wanting to learn more. The first thing that I want to share with you guys, listen, I just kicked off this newsletter and I have two important goals that I want to accomplish. The first is to grow this business to $1 million and do it in 12 months. The second is to grow it to 50,000 subscribers and do that in 12 months as well. The first, the million, is for you. Meaning, I'm not giving you the money, but I'm showing you the playbook on how we build $1 million together. The second, at 50,000 subscribers, well, that's for me. Because what that does is create an ecosystem for me where I can have a lasting impact as well as influence so we can continue to grow together. So listen, this is what I would like you to do. I want to make sure my comment box is going to be open across all platforms. So it's open on TikTok, it's open on Instagram, it's open on LinkedIn as well. So what I would like for you guys to do is just drop your first name, where you're streaming from, because this is going to help me when we get to that ad spend section where I need to invest dollars in platforms. This is going to tell me where I'm going to get the best ROI, right? The return on investment. So let's get right into it. This week, man, this week we went through so much stuff. We talked about a lot. We talked about partnerships and visibilities. We talked about how to show up consistently. We talked about the tools, the systems, the messaging, the strategy that separates the dreamers from the doers. And then we set the ground rules and expectations of what to expect this season as we grow to $1 million in revenue this year. Robert, I see Robert joined on Instagram. I see you there, family. I got more people joining right here on TikTok. Thank you, family. LinkedIn is always showing up, so I love the love. So we talked about a lot last week. Today we're going to get into that revenue mindset. And what is this about? Listen, you need to understand this, and this is I guess it's going to be my core message, the core message throughout the whole thing. Money doesn't change you; it reveals your discipline. Let that sink in for a minute. All right, I see those folks on TikTok joining as well. I see Lawana join on Instagram as well. Hey, welcome to the show. Welcome, family. MB has joined on LinkedIn, all the way from MB. Tell me where you're from, man, because I think you're overseas somewhere, but you always continue to show up, and I appreciate the support. Listen, we're going to talk about money doesn't change you; it reveals your discipline. So today is all about the revenue mindset. We need to have a revenue mindset if we're going to go from here to here, right? So let's talk about that. Have you ever felt like judged like a certain way because you wanted more money for yourself in your life? Think about that. How many of us, raise your hand? You can drop, the hand signal in the chat box. You felt judged because you wanted more money. Like you feel guilty for wanting more for yourself. Why is that? You okay? I see you, Fog. He's joined right there on TikTok. I see you, family. You feel judged for wanting more money, then you feel guilty for wanting more. I see Lawana, she joined. Hey, good to see you, family. We go way back, and that's another story for another time. But listen, we're going to get into the revenue mindset. A lot of people feel guilty for wanting more, and then a lot of people think, that this hustle culture is a bad thing. Hustle culture can be a bad thing if you're hustling every single day and you're not getting anywhere, like your momentum isn't changing. That's what hustling used to be at the time of the past. The way I see hustling now is strategic alignment. So that's what we should be doing each and every day, is how do we strategically align ourselves so we can fulfill and accomplish the vision or the outcomes that we have for ourselves. So this is how we need to change that mindset. Every day we're hustling, meaning we're aligning ourselves with our purpose so we can get to that next level. And today we're going to dig into that revenue mindset because it's so important. If we're going to grow our wealth from here, if we're going to grow $1 million, we have to think about exactly how we're going to do that. So think about this. A lot of people think is revenue is like when you're thinking of $1 million, you start thinking about your ego, you start thinking about cars, you start thinking about all these things that you would do. But what if you actually thought of money as a responsibility multiplier? A lot of people pause there and think about a responsibility multiplier. What do you mean? Listen, so many of us right now, what we're doing is we're under earning, and what it's doing is it's limiting our impact and it's creating additional stress in our lives. What if you can actually create the kind of money that you really wanted to? And this is what this is about. This is about stepping outside of the norm and then creating something for ourselves. Every single one of these episodes that I create specifically are for those mid-level professionals and those entrepreneurs that are wanting more out of their life, that know that they're worth more than what they've been given, that's looking for that next opportunity to continue to invest in themselves. And that's what you're going to get out of this series. For the next 12 months, we're going behind the scenes on how do we build $1 million business. And I can't do it just by myself. So I invite you to come along with that journey as we grow this thing together. And speaking of invites, this is something that I want you to do. I want you to look at, go through your little Rolodex, go through your chat box, and look at the first 5 people that pop up. Send them an invite and tell them, hey, they need to be joining us. If they're not joining us right now, then they need to be joining us next week, because we're going to do this every week, Monday through Fridays. There's only 30-minute segments, but we're going to take you behind the scenes to show you how to build this $1 million career and do it in only 12 months. Hey, here's another news flash. I only had $20,000 to invest this year. So I'm going to take this $20,000 and then we're going to flip it. And we're going to learn how do we do those flips? How do we make those money moves as well? All right. I see somebody join right there on, I guess you're joining on YouTube. I'm not sure what that handle is, but I see you, family. Hello. Welcome to the party as well. My TikTok family keeps streaming in, as well as my LinkedIn family. Nice to have you guys. Listen, many people that I know right now, you probably know some people like this. They've paid more for their degrees than what they actually earn today. If this is you, you can drop your hands. Let me know. I'm not judging. I've been there before. Sometimes you have to spend the money in order to make the money. But here's the thing. Some people have spent the money. You've been living in regret for so very long, and you still haven't earned what your degree is supposed to bring to the table, right? So you spend more money on your education than what your job is actually paying you right now. But listen, this episode that we're bringing you today, this is a mindset recalibration. I can't get that word out. It's not a money grab, because this is not what we're trying to do. We're not trying to grab money. We're trying to build wealth. We're trying to grow something together. And wanting financial growth, it isn't greedy. It's avoiding the conversation, though, about how we get it. Listen, that's lazy in my book, because we're trying to have that growth mindset and we're trying to elevate our careers. Listen, people who demonize money, they're usually the ones who they don't know how to manage it. Like, those are the people who say, oh, all you want is money. Well, guess what? Those people are the same people that don't have any money. Or if they had some money, they're still broke today because they didn't know what to do with the money, right? Builders talk about revenue early, and that's how I see you guys. You guys are builders. Everybody that come here, you're building something, or you wouldn't be here, right? That's why you're here. Dreamers, though, they avoid to talk about it until it's too late. Many of us have dreams, and I'm not saying never dream. I'm just saying the minute you wake up from your dream, let's take action now. And that's what this is about. I see family joining me. More and more people continue to join. I appreciate the love. Listen, let's talk about why $1 million is important. Why is it important? Listen, 7 figures for me is about options. It's not about applause. That's why I put this together. Because when you have, $1 million, it allow you to do so many things. If you had $1 million, like, really, y'all put it in the chat box right now. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Drop it in the chat box. I'll wait for you. Let me know. What would you do if you had $1 million today? And I say, yeah, you're right. Everybody should dream big. Here's the problem. Everybody normally dreams big, but rarely does anybody do anything with those dreams. I'm one of those guys, man. I decided, you know what? If I'm going to dream, let's fucking go for it. Like, let's go for it. I only live once. I only got so much influence. I have a family that I'm trying to feed, and I got these big old goals, and I want more. So that's why I'm inviting you on this journey with me, because my playbook, my insights, my failures, my understanding, my collaborations, hopefully will help position you and give you some understanding of how to go from here to here and do it in 12 months. Have I done it before? Absolutely not. Have I made $1 million before? I've made several $1 million before. Personal income, working as healthcare executive before. But have I built something from scratch before? Absolutely not. So that's why this is exciting for me. I'm taking this dream of doing something I've never done and I'm running with it. And I'm looking for your support. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's tons of potential out there. So if you had $1 million, what would you do with it? Think about it. Most people start thinking of all the non-essentials that you're going to do, right? Things that you would buy. A lot of us, we like to flex, me included, right? And so you start envisioning all those purchases that you would do: the cars, the houses, the watches, the clothes, the blah blah blah. You start doing all that. But for me, $1 million, what that's going to do for me is going to give me the ability to hire people instead of doing everything myself. Right now, I'm a solopreneur, right? I have some systems in place. I have some tools that I use to help maximize my reach and create exactly what I do a lot more easy and a lot more accessible. But if you had $1 million and you have true influence where you can start building a team from the ground up, man, that's we're talking about real impact. So for me, that's what I would do. The other thing too, the margins to invest in better systems and tools. Imagine if you had $1 million. The goal isn't a million. A lot of people think, well, I want to go to work and I want to make my six figures. That's great. But what about a million? If you have six figures today, you still got a job. Like you still got to work. Think about it. If you're making six figures today, you still got a job. You still got to work. If those six figures disappeared, what's going to happen? You still need to find another job to replace that. But the minute you start getting into millions of dollars, you start creating additional impact and influence, things you can do to reinvest into other things to have your money continue to stack. And so that's the mindset that I see for the hustlers that's joining me today. We're hustling to, well, we're stacking chips, we're making money moves, we're influencing outcomes, and we're having a lasting impact, right? Make sure I'm not missing any comments. I see all the people. Thank you. I like that. I appreciate all the love that I'm getting across all these social channels as well. Let me see. I want to get back in here. Okay. So also $1 million, what it gives you is gives you the freedom to say no to misalignment. Like really think about this. How many jobs have you accepted that's below your level of expertise? I know I have before, and it's so frustrating because you walk in there and you look at your check-ins and savings, and you look at that weekly salary, that monthly salary giving you like, man, I'm worth so much more than this, so much more than this, right? And so we're accepting positions that are below our level of expertise, and then we go home at night and we're frustrated, we're upset, and we're upset with ourselves because it didn't pan out the way we wanted to. Well, what we're doing today is we're creating opportunities for ourselves. We're building something beyond what someone else would pay me. I'm building something based off of what I would pay myself and what I would pay other people, right? So thank you guys for joining. I still see all the love coming in as well. Uh-oh, let me get my mouse. I dropped my mouse, folks. There we go. I'm back. I dropped my mouse for a second. Let me see what else want to hear. So yeah, I want to create opportunities for others. Hey, if you're tired of grinding with no leverage, you're tired of promotions that don't change your lifestyle, this is for you. If you've been busting your tail and you don't have anything to really show for it, this is for you. If you've envisioned you wanted more for your life and you have this family that you're trying to take care of, or you're the sole provider and you're trying to show your family what responsibility looks like, what work ethic looks like, what hustle looks like, this is for you. You're in the right place. And today we're growing $1 million business. Listen, chasing six figures, it keeps you busy. A lot of people thought that was the standard. Back in the day, it used to be. You had a six-figure job. Oh, you were dope. You're great. This is awesome. Six figures nowadays in this economy, man, you're still scratching the surface. I know a lot of people that have six-figure positions, and what they're doing is they have secondary jobs just to keep their family afloat or have the lifestyle that they want to live. Think about that. When you're building towards seven figures, though, it forces you to think like an owner. We're not trying to think like an employee anymore. We're trying to think like an owner. You become the shot caller. You decide who you work with, who you choose not to work with. You decide how long you work, who you partner with, who you choose to call a partner, where to invest your time and your energy. And here's the biggest thing that you get out of this is you learn how to say no to people that just drain your energy, your time, and your resources. So powerful. Today, what a lot of us doing, we quick to say yes to that cousin, that aunt, that uncle, that friend, that coworker that asks you for a favor. But once you start putting yourself in a different tax bracket, man, we're making money moves. We're making these moves. We're getting out of the way. Listen, I don't have time for your nonsense right now because I'm growing something. And you may or may not understand that, but my time is valuable, especially if I'm elevating to go to that next level. Questions that you guys got coming in? We're good on questions really quick. How can I connect with you and get rich? Hey, I'm glad you brought that up. I have there's a link in my bio. In the bio, there's a Bling account, or I have my newsletter on there. If you're on TikTok or Instagram, if you go to the link in my bio and go to that Bling account, it has all my information, all my social channels. It has my phone number in there, it has my email address in there, and then most importantly, it has my newsletter in there. And what I would like you guys to do, remember, I have two goals. We're growing this to $1 million in revenue. The second is to have 50,000 subscribers in my newsletter. Today, I think this week we're up to like 1,300, and that's this week. So it's been growing. That means there's high demand. People are interested in what I have to talk about, and they're interested in changing their careers. Do that. Connect with me there. You can also, I would tell you too, is follow me on LinkedIn if you guys have LinkedIn accounts, because I do these hustle blogs that I really like, and they're dope blogs. They're really intended to speak to myself, but a lot of people get value out of them. And then also these replays, I have an event section underneath my profile. You can go back and watch all these replays for free. So you don't have to pay me for these replays, even though at some point I may repurpose these in my newsletter and then may charge people for it. So we're going to be building out this 7-figure business. You're going to help me do it. I'm going to take you behind the scenes on every single move that I make. I'm going to give you the inside scoop. I'm going to share with you the ad spend. I'm going to share with you the connections that I made. I'm going to share with you some of the conversations that I had. And then more importantly, in that newsletter, I'm going to give you the opportunity to continue to invest in yourself. I'm going to provide you some tools, some resources to help you elevate to get to the next level. Things that I found that were valuable for me that hopefully you find value in as well. And then we're building an ecosystem of control and influence where we can have impact and get to the next level of our career success as well. So listen, what we're doing here is we're going to shift. We're going to shift from hope to action. You probably heard this before. Hope isn't a strategy, right? We can't get anywhere in life with hope. A lot of us is hoping things is going to happen. Well, I hope I get that next career opportunity. I'm hoping they don't pass me over. I'm hoping that I can increase my income this year. I'm hoping that I get a raise. I'm hoping that I get that job. Let's not hope anymore. Let's do something about that. And that's what this is about. We're taking hope out of the equation, and now we're going forth with action 100%. Hey, you're right. I love to talk. So we're gonna listen. Inspiration is free, but execution requires an exchange. Let that process for a minute. I see you, Monique. Thank you for joining. Appreciate you. Appreciate the family. There's a transition that's been happening, right? And the transition for me, I made the decision 2.5 years ago to bet on myself. I left that whole corporate world making 6 figures, but I was unfulfilled. And a lot of you are chasing to get to where I used to be, and that's cool. But for me, I was purpose led to be here today to have this conversation with you because I know this is going to hit somebody right where it needs to hit them to help them shape what their vision that they have for themselves. And what happened to me in the last 2.5 years, I had a 300% in reach across all my channels. My views went up like crazy. My reach and growth went like crazy. I got awards, recognition, spotlights. I did reality TV, Marquise's Who's Who. All this is in 2.5 years because I chose to bet on myself. Why am I sharing this with you? Is it a flex? Absolutely not. Does it feel my ego? It makes me feel good, but it builds my confidence to know that when you put yourself out there, great things can happen for you. And that's what we're talking about here. Listen, I want you to go out on a limb this year on yourself. And then in the process, help me build something that we've never done before. We can grow this thing together. And once you do that right there, things will begin to shift and change in your life as well. Listen, motivation gets people started, okay? This is where I was at last year and a year and a half before. You looked at my content that I put out there, it was about motivating you. I wanted to encourage you. I saw people, I led with empathy. I see where you are because I came from the ground up, right, as well. But now we're transitioning to 2026. Motivation only gets you so far. Now it's about execution. It's about opportunities. It's about strategy. And that's what you're going to get out of this each and every time you join. Thank you for the comments that continue to feed in between YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok. I see you, family. So motivation gets you started, but the return on investment, once you start getting a return on investment, that keeps you engaged, that keeps you encouraged, that keeps you strengthened, that keeps you moving forward. So there's an value exchange you need to understand. You need to invest time in order to reach your transformation. A lot of people may get this later. Think of the butterfly hanging from the tree that's in the cocoon. They sit there in that cocoon for so freaking long until they're ready to pop out. That time transformed them to become this beautiful butterfly. That's the same thing we're doing with your career, how we're going to grow to 7 figures. We need time to invest in the right tools, systems, and people and grow a network so we can build a 7-figure business and do it in 12 months. The other thing, too, is you need to exchange attention for outcomes. A lot of people create content. A lot of people have businesses. A lot of people are mid-level professionals, and you start putting out content, and you think that if I get some attention, that it's going to equate to dollars and cents. That doesn't work like that. Attention doesn't equate to outcomes. So let's get that out of our head. When we're doing something, we need to be intentional about what we're trying to do and why we're doing it, because we're no longer just looking for likes or validation. We're looking to move the needle when it comes to our check-ins and savings. Our pocketbooks need to grow. I need to walk through the mall feeling like, man, I can buy anything that I want to in here at any time, even though I'm not going to, but I have that option. And that's what money can do for you. It gives you opportunities. It creates opportunities where you continue to invest in yourself and other people as well. So my content continues to evolve. So over the last 2 years or year and a half, I was doing that motivational stuff. Nowadays, I'm evolving with what my audience thinks. I'm leaning in on this leadership skills that I've been developing over the last 25, 30 years, right? And now I'm using it to only educate you, but to help you get to your next level as well. Hope doesn't scale. Let's start there. It's not a strategy. Free value forever, that's a broken model. So we can't just be giving up free value forever. At some point, we got to take what we know and you just transform that into a value, your revenue model for yourself. And that's what this is about, helping you get to create your own revenue model where you can build your 12-figure or your 7-figure or your $1 million business as well. If someone's not growing from the stuff that you put out there, if someone's not growing from you as a person, then something is off and you need to check yourself. Because that's what it's about. People should grow from a relationship with you. And that's how you build a $1 million business. If you think about the outcomes, you think about the impact, and then you back into how we're going to grow this $1 million business. So if you're just now joining, listen, if this is your first time seeing me, make sure you subscribe to my newsletter because I'm growing that to 50,000 people. And we're growing this business to a $1 million business, and we're doing it in 12 months. So I need your support. Invite somebody else who is like-minded, just like you, to follow me or join these weekly newsletters. These weekly lives. They're going to be every day at 12 noon Central Standard Time. And what we've covered so far, we've covered partnerships and visibility. We covered consistency. We covered tools and systems, messaging, your messaging strategy to help you grow to $1 million. We covered, some of the strategy that it takes to separate the dreamers from the doers. We'll also set the ground rules and expectations and what to expect this season. Now, I share with you, if you missed out, what are the ground rules? There are no rules. When you're growing something from scratch, there's no rules to get there. So what I want you to get out of your mind is I need to do things like this and like this in order to get there. There's no rules. Nobody just found success just by following rules. That's not what we're here to do. We're going to follow the systems, the tools, and the playbook that we're building together. And then you use that to build your your $1 million business. Pause really quick. Have me a sip of water while the comments keep coming in. And I'll try to work through them. All right. I got what time check. All right. I got a few minutes here. So let me get through the rest of this really quick. Okay. All right. Yep. Stability comes from options, right? So we're looking for stability. We're trying to create stability for ourselves. And the minute you find that stability, what does it give you? It gives you options to do other things that you may have wanted to do in your life. So our ecosystem that we're building right here, it's a newsletter designed to create future revenue engine model. And that's what is going to unfold over the next 12 months. Included in that, what you will see is apparel, right? We're going to use that apparel as a brand, right? as a message, and then as well as distribution. That's going to be another stream of revenue. Then there's also, I created a book a couple of years ago. I'm an author of a book. It's called Hustle to the Top, a modern guide for scaling your career. You definitely want to find that on Amazon. I'll make sure that's available inside the newsletter as well, where you can download that. There's an audiobooks segment, and then there's also, the actual book itself, if you like reading books in your hands, so you can get that. What you're also going to see is there's going to be courses, toolkits, and then there's going to be memberships. If you're trying to go behind the scenes, you want some more face time because you need some more of that personal development, let me know. You can slide on my DMs on that, and I create opportunities. But then there's going to be some opportunities for us to leverage plays together, for me to spotlight folks who are supporting me behind the scenes, because I want to make sure there's a place for you as well. I want to call out some of the hustlers on this call that are doing amazing things, that have been following the playbook to a T, that have already been positioning themselves to have not only dope conversations, but create opportunities for themselves and everybody else. And listen, I also get brand deals. Y'all may not know that. So 2.5 years ago, when I stepped out on faith, today nobody pays me. Like I don't receive a check from anybody other than the brands that I support. Right. So there's brand deals, but those brand deals, what they've done for me, those brand deals have created alignment, and I align with those. That actually speaks to me and my purpose. And I'm not just doing endorsements. I want to make sure that aligns with me. And then also do speaking as well, speaking to influence the outcomes of organizations or people. But all these things I've stacked up over the last 2.5 years have helped create this opportunity where we can grow $1 million together. I see you, family. Thank y'all for joining. Appreciate you. I appreciate the love. Listen, why I'm sharing all this for you, I'm not sharing this to gloat on what I'm doing. I'm sharing this to let you know some of the money moves that it takes to diversify yourself so you can get to $1 million in revenue. If you're trying to put all your eggs in one bucket and hoping that you're going to get to $1 million that way, then it may or may not be the right strategy for you. For me, my strategy is have multiple streams of revenue and to diversify not only my reach, but also the income that I receive from there. So relying on one stream of revenue, for me, maybe for you as well, it feels risky, no matter how good it originally feels. Some of you guys get paid, again, you're making your 6 figures from your job. You got your side hustle and you're making 6 figures from that, but that's the only thing that you have coming in. At some point, that may or may not die off. So we're going to figure out how do we diversify over the next 12 months so we can reach our $1 million as well. Okay. Builders, listen, if you're a builder, what I'm seeing builders are doing, builders start stacking assets. Hustlers, they stack hours. Think about that shift. Are you stacking hours or are you stacking assets? Let me make sure I can get the big head on this. Okay, I got this camera over here and this camera will be looking at me. Okay, I'm all good on my camera. Uh-oh. My screen has got big on me now. Messing over here, messing with it. Here we go. We're back in this thing. Okay, I'm gonna wrap this thing up really quick. There's a transparency commitment. Real numbers build real trust, and this is what I'm doing today. I'm putting myself out here to let you know that, hey, I'm a human. There's no AI coming with this content right here. This is 100% me, and then I'm showing you in real time how we're gonna do this. Listen, I'm not just sharing the wins. I'm learning from all of you guys, and I'm learning from those failures. Those failures, I'm making those public, because what you do with those failures give you data. And what you want to do is you want to fail as quick as possible so you can have the data that you need so you can pivot and make smart decisions. So I would encourage you guys, don't be that person that's afraid of failing, because failure provides the data that you're going to need to get to your next level. Transparency accelerates learning for everybody. This accountability that I'm doing right here, this is for me. Like, I'm actually creating this live for my personal accountability. I needed something to not only scare the shit out of me, but I needed people like you that hold me accountable for how we grow this business. I also needed this audience to help me with things that I don't know. Even though I'm good at speaking in public, even though I have this master vision and plan in place, there's still a lot of tools that I'm missing. There's still a lot of resources that I don't have. There's still a lot of collaborations that need to take place. There's still more networking that needs to happen. And I'm going to invite you to help me get there as well. Speaking on that, there's 2 things that I need right now. I need a back-end specialist, somebody that's really, really good at setting up back-end systems. And then I also need somebody who's really good at creating sales funnels and click funnels as well. So if you have a background at that, make sure you slide into my DM, let me know. Those two people are going to help me go from here to here. And so we can see if we can collaborate on that. I'll open it up really quick. I think we're at time. So is there any questions before we get into the weekend? Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. No? We good? Do me two favors. Share this with somebody you know. Second, subscribe to the newsletter that Hustling 25/8. There's going to be the QR code in the top right hand corner, or you can go in the link in the bio. Make sure you subscribe to Hustling 25/8. We're going to grow this thing together. Same time on Monday, we'll be here. And then on Monday, I haven't put together exactly what we're going to talk about, but we're going to figure that thing out, and it's going to be good, like every single episode is as well. Thank you guys for joining. Continue to support me, and then share this with somebody else that's on that hustler's journey, who's ready to make an impact in their life. Until next time, let's keep hustling. Let's get it.